Hello guys, this is a Ranger Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Today is Tuesday, October 5th, so 5th day of doing this. Hope you guys are enjoying this, much as I am. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell for more videos, and please give this video a thumbs up. Uh, now, Today will be a book review. I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't really been doing a lot of book reviews, but today is another book review. I'm excited to do this. But today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite classic books of, horror classic book, I should say, is Bram Stoker's Dracula and other horror classics. Hey, Bram Stoker. I love the design. It's like a cat. I got this at Barnes and Noble. I don't know how much I paid for. I think it was only $20. Here's the spine. I love the coffin and the windows. Really neat. And the back is really cool. Very, very neat. I love the little tombstones there. And as you see, the pages are silver, the edge. Very, very neat. Uh, I read this, the first time I read this book was way back in 2009. I was living in Memphis at the time. I had rent at the library and I enjoyed it. Uh, the way it's set up is it's got more than one. The story, if for those who are not familiar with the Dracula, is now keep in mind it's more than one character. You got it starts out as Jonathan Harker. He's on a business trip to Transylvania. That's a train guy, whatever. So he's come to meet him, and he's a vampire. He escapes. He tries to go back to I think Whitby is where he lives, and then of course Dracula travels back to there and starts plaguing the whole place. Trying to take over and everything, and so he finds help from a guy, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, and together they try to hunt down and destroy Dracula. That's the gist of the story. Uh, but what's interesting is it's read like in a journal, like a diary. And by the way, I guess this is where I stopped at. Because I started reading again when I was in college, but I stopped for whatever reason. I'm going to start all over and read it again. Like, for example, you got where it says Jonathan Harker's journal. You got letter, Abraham Van Helsing, MD. Uh, and sometimes it's like a newspaper clipping, like cutting from the Daily Graph, August 8th, and parentheses pasted in Mina Murray's journal. Mina is Jonathan Harker's fiance. So it's really neat. Stewart, he's like, uh, he works at the asylum. Uh, and here, this is really, when you open it up, like a nice red. This was originally published, I believe, 1897. Yeah, it's a very old book. Here's the pages. And the pages are really thin. By the way, they're not really thick. But here's Other stories. This edition was published 2013. And here's the story in like short stories. I never read any of his other works. I only read Dracula, but he's got Introduction, Dracula, The Jewel of Seven Stars, The Lair of the White Worm, Dracula's Guest, and Other Stories. So yeah, Dracula's Guest, The Judge's, The Squall, The Secret of Growing Gold, A Gypsy Prophecy, The Coming of Abel, Vienna. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. The burial of the rats, A Dream of Red Hands, Crooked Sands, The Crystal Cup, The Chain of Destiny, and The Duelists or The Death Doom of the Devil Born. So very interesting. And here are your chapters. See, this is what I'm talking about. You got Jonathan Harker's journal, Mina Murray's journal, Lucy Westenra's diary, Dr. Seward's diary. Uh, I thought they'll have Abraham, but I guess they don't have his chapter name. But so yeah, this is really really good. I was definitely going to read this again for sure, but uh, a little history about it was really interesting. I just looked this up. I went for sure. Uh, like I said, Donna Harker taking a business trip at the Castle of Transylvania noble Count Dracula. Harker escapes after discovering that he's a vampire. And the Count moves to England and plays the seaside town of Whitby. So I was right, Whitby. That's where Jonathan is from. A small group led by Abraham Van Helsing, hunting Dracula. That's the gist of the story. Uh, Mostly of the story was written in the 1890s. Um, Stoker produced over 100 pages of notes for the novel, drawing extensively from Transylvanian folklore and history. Some scholars have suggested that the character of Dracula was inspired by hysterical figures like the Wallachian Prince Vlad the Impaler or the Countess Elizabeth of Bathory. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one that she bathed in the tub full of blood. Uh, that was true. That actually happened back then. But there's a widespread disagreement. Stoker's notes mention neither figure. He found the name Dracula in Whitby's public library while holidaying there, picking it because he thought it meant devil in Romanian. So there you have it. That's how he got the name and everything. So that's very, very interesting. Uh, so yeah, and it becomes popular. I think the first movie came out like 1974 or in the 50 or 60. It was a black and white with Lugosi. I don't know if that followed the story of this one or not, but there was a 1974 film, and of course the one I watched when I was a kid, 1992, starring Keanu Reeves, Gary Oldman as Dracula, and I can't remember, Winona Ryder as Mina Harker, and you got Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing. So, yeah, Gary Oldman did a good job in the movie 1992. It was a bit sexual. That's one thing I didn't like about it. It kind of it kind of like strayed away from the book, but it does follow the book in most cases. If you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. It is worth a watch. But if you're a big book person like me, you like a little horror stories, nothing too violent or gory, you gotta read this. And I try to get this is my favorite edition. You can get there's other editions you can get, but like I said, this is Barnes and Noble. I don't know if they still got it. Now this came out 2013. However, I did not buy it that year. I bought this years later after that. So maybe Barnes and Noble still has it. So if you have a bookstore near you, check it out, or go on eBay or Amazon. This is a great read. I just love the spine, by the way. The little bump here. Like you see like an old library. I love the spine, the back. Just beautiful, beautiful. So yeah. And I will read the short stories when I get to it. But anyway, guys, that's my today's review. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Have you read it? Have you seen the movie? What do you like about it? Maybe you hate it, or maybe you prefer Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I read that one, but I never finished it. But I can't find it. I might have lost it. But anyway, my favorite classic horror book. You gotta read it. It's really good. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Again, this is a Regular Gamer 06, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.